All right, I think we're good now. If it starts acting up again, I'm just gonna change softwares. We'll still be live tonight, but I'm just gonna start using a different software if this one continues to give me problems. As y'all come in, let me know if you can hear me and see me well. We should be good to go now. We should not have any other interruptions. But if we have another interruption, I'm just going to close this out and come back on using a different software because this software is giving me some problems. So as y'all are coming in, say hey. Let me know where you're joining from, your city, your state, your province. Let me know that you can hear me and that you can see me. I do apologize for the ins and outs and back and forths. So if that continues, I'll log out and come right back on because we got some stuff to cover tonight. Hey, Karen. Thank you so much for letting me know that you can hear and see me. Hey, Sharon. Thank you for letting me know that you can hear and see me. And thank you both for being paid members of the channel. I appreciate you both so much. Get your questions and your comments ready. Please, ma'am. This is the first Monday of August. Happy August, everybody. Um, I think I've made a decision, and y'all will be the first to know that I'm just going to go live every first Monday of the month. I just think that's just a good time to go live and to answer questions and to provide commentary on caregiving and caring for someone with Alzheimer's and or dementia. Now, I will say that if you all are a paid member, be sure to click your membership tab. Click your membership tab. That's where all your benefits are. If you are on the entry level membership plan, then you know you'll have member only chats, you'll have member only videos, you'll have access to first viewing of videos that are posted. So make sure you click your membership tab because that's where your benefits are. Karen's chiming in from New York. Um, Always a pleasure. I want to know how your weeks and your months have been going. Let me know if there's anything that I can help you with. If you all have any questions or concerns, any comments, please drop them into the chat. This is a member priority chat, which means that paid members will get their questions addressed first. If you see the join button, and you should see the join button if you are not a member, click the join button. You can join at any level that is most comfortable for you. When you no longer need the benefits, you can, you know, tap out of the membership. You can discontinue the membership at any given point in time. So it's on a month to month. You'll have access again to videos, member only chats. At the higher level, you will have access to a one on one or a private member live stream with just me and whoever is a paid member of the private group. And also, if you're an advanced level member, you'll get the member only chats, the member only videos. You'll also get the private live stream chat with me, and you'll also get the actual resources via links and websites. I'll email those to you, or they will be in the membership tab. Click your membership tab to be sure that you are accessing your benefits that you are paying for. I don't want you paying for something that you don't feel like you're getting. Go to your membership tab at any given point in time. You can send me a comment or email me and say, hey, I'm paying for this subscription and I'm not getting the benefits I thought that I would be getting. So let me know if you're enjoying your membership. Let me know if you need something more than what you're getting, because I am here for you as a support. I'm Dr. Macie Smith. I am a licensed social worker and gerontologist. I help families access the long-term care system, and I provide services, supports, education, and training to help you care for your loved one with dementia and or Alzheimer's disease to the best of your ability. I connect you to resources. I connect you to information, and we follow up just to be sure that you're getting what you need. We have a community here of dementia caregivers and family members, those who are currently in the throes of caring for someone with dementia, and those of you who have already gone through providing care for someone with dementia. We want your support. We want your advice. We want your insight as well. I don't purport to know everything. I know a lot of things, but I don't purport to know everything. So I do look to you for support and guidance and information as well. So get ready with your questions, tap them into the chat, and I will get to them shortly. So tonight I want to talk about the diagnostic process. How is someone diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease or a progressive type of dementia? Because all of you on here know by now, following me, that Alzheimer's disease is only one type of dementia. Dementia is the symptoms. It is a group of behaviors that a person displays as a result of having an impairment that's causing concerns or challenges with a person's cognitive ability, their brain functioning. Something has to cause that. No one is going to have dementia in isolation. It's dementia caused by something. So, how is a progressive type of dementia diagnosed? Well, I'm going to give you two different scenarios. I'm going to tell you how it should be diagnosed, and I'm sure many of you can tell me how it is diagnosed, right? There has been a flood of comments under my videos stating that Alzheimer's disease is diabetes type 3. I'm going to get to that in a minute as well too, because I like to share factual information. Again, I don't purport to know everything, but I do purport to know a lot of things. And I'm going to tell you if that's something that you should be considering or following up or following through on. So, everything that I'm getting ready to talk to you about tonight in terms of diagnosing someone with Alzheimer's or a progressive type of dementia is in my book, A Dementia Caregiver Call to Action. You can click on my store on my channel. The book is there. It's also available at Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books A Million, any and everywhere you get your fine books. So what should happen is once a family member, and it's typically a family member that's showing concerns about the person that's having the cognitive concerns, that's having the memory lapses. And so we think about the symptoms of someone with dementia. You think confusion, memory loss, forgetfulness, inability to perform familiar tasks. They're just different. They're not doing what they used to do. They're not acting the way they used to act. But the hallmark of what drives someone towards a dementia theory is forgetting. Forgetting things that they should know, such as appointments, such as going to church on Sundays, Bible study on Tuesday nights, someone's name, a name of a grandchild or a niece or a child. So those things are very concerning. So what should happen? Because the person who's experiencing it, many times they are in denial about what they're experiencing because they've already been experiencing it. What we know now is anywhere from 10 to 15, and in some cases 20 years before anybody else notices it. It's called subjective cognitive impairment. The person knows that they're not remembering like they used to. They know that they're not doing things the way they used to do it. They know that something in their brain or in their head is just not quite right. They may not share it with you because they don't want to hear your mouth. They don't want to run the risk of being displaced, moved from their home that they helped to build 50 years ago. This is where they raised their family, where they spent time with their spouse. They don't want to lose that. So they're not going to tell you, Sharon, because they know how you are, right? Karen, they know that you're going to pitch a fit, you're going to move them in with you, and they don't want to stay with you, right? So they have all these things going through their mind, and they're saying, okay, I'm just going to deal with it. They're chalking it up to stress or normal age memory impairment. So by the time you, as the family member, you're noticing that there's some changes with the person's memory and their cognitive ability, they've already known that something is going on. And so typically it's going to be the family member saying to the loved one, hey mom, hey dad, when is your next appointment? I want to go with you, just to make sure that you're doing well, and to see if you have any concerns about anything. And if there's something that the doctor is concerned about, I'll be, your second pair of ears, just to ensure that, you get the information that you need. The doctor, which would be the primary care doctor, you always want to keep the primary care doctor in the loop. They are the nucleus to the entire comprehensive care approach. And it is a comprehensive care approach. It's not just one professional, one person. It can't be. If it is, then that person is not getting the support services that they so desperately need. So it typically starts and ends with the primary care physician. The primary care physician should do blood workup. They should do a physical, because there could be vitamin deficiencies. And what should happen is, you want the primary care doctor to rule out all possible treatable causes of cognitive impairment, of memory loss, and of forgetfulness, right? So some of the treatable causes of dementia symptoms are urinary tract infection, dehydration, depression. This is not an all-inclusive list. Diabetes does increase one's risk. So these areas could be addressed, right? So when these areas are addressed, then you will see those symptoms dissipate or improve significantly, because they were caused by something that was treatable. And so that's why you would hear the terms treatable dementia or pseudo dementia or faux dementia, which means it is caused by something that can be treated. Because again, dementia is caused by something. The doctor should do a physical, do blood workup to see if there are any vitamin deficiencies, vitamin B12, vitamin D, vitamin E. The doctor should also establish baseline, which means the person who is the informant typically is going to be the one to share the information. And then the informant is the family member, because the person who's experiencing these concerns, ain't nothing wrong with them. It's nothing wrong with you. It ain't nothing wrong with them, right? And I will tell you, they could be out of sorts for days and weeks on end, but for those 3 minutes they in that doctor's office, the 3 minutes that they're in that doctor's office, it seems like they are sharp as a tack. And so that's why it's important to know that progressive types of dementia can wax and wane. Some moments are going to be good. Some days are going to be good. Some days are not so good, right? So the doctor will do the blood workup. They will establish baseline. Once the doctor does that, then they should, after they review it and they don't see any signs that there's something treatable going on that's causing this memory impairment, then they should make a referral to a neurologist. The neurologist should then do brain scans, because the brain scans can show stroke activity, which may lead them to believe that it could be vascular dementia, or that's something that's induced by stroke activity. The brain scans also show decreased blood flow to the brain. The scans can also show brain atrophy, which means there are parts of the brain that's missing, has dissipated. Atrophy has set in, meaning the disease that's causing these symptoms that you're seeing is eating away at the person's brain, like literally, not figuratively, literally. And so when you're out and about and you're talking and conversing with people, if someone may not be acting quite right, you want to be careful about what you say. You don't want to say things like, is your brain doing well? Do you have all your brain cells? Well, if they're dealing with dementia, then literally they do not. So be very mindful and careful about what you say when you're being flippant and you're saying things, because progressive types of dementia, like Alzheimer's disease, does eat away at a person's brain. The neurologist should also have a cognitive test done. With the cognitive test, if you're an advanced member of the channel, in your membership tab later this week, you will receive information about what types of tests should be done or should be performed at the neurologist's office. So I'll compose a list of diagnostic tools that a physician could use or may use or should use in order to make a a reasonable diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease or frontotemporal or dementia with Lewy bodies, what have you. It comes with scores and everything. So that way you can be well prepared when you're caring for your loved one who's having cognitive impairment or full-blown dementia. So that way you'll know that this test revealed this score on this particular day and time. The reason that's important is because just like you don't test well all the time, you may test better in the morning. Some people may test better in the afternoon. Just like you don't test well certain times of day, older people don't either. People with dementia don't either. And so what should happen, there should be 2 cognitive tests done. The neurologist typically, they may do the test themselves, but now because a test takes well over an hour to perform, the neurologists are now referring the test out to a geriatric psychiatrist or a psychiatrist, typically a geriatric psychiatrist, but these are very far and few in between. So it just may be a typical psychiatrist. The psychiatrist will actually perform the cognitive test on Tuesday morning, right? Then that test should be repeated within the next few months, a different time of day. Now, does that always happen? No, it does not always happen. You, as the family member, the caregiver, the advocate, should request that it's done. And so then the neurologist, because the psychiatrist would then send the findings to the neurologist. The neurologist will compare the scans to the cognitive assessment and send their diagnosis to the primary care physician, but they will also tell the patient as well. Now, don't expect for the neurologist to hold your hand, to rub your shoulders, to hold you tight. They just don't do that. They don't have the best bedside manner. They don't have the most welcoming and warm bedside manner, but they're good at what they do. And that is to do the scans, to process and interpret the scans, to do the cognitive assessments, or to make the referral out. They do a good job of doing a comprehensive assessment to a person's neurological state, because progressive types of dementia, like Alzheimer's disease, is a neurological condition. It is a neurological cognitive condition. In the DSM-5, you will see, which is something that licensed clinicians use to make diagnosis or to treat patients. It's a neurocognitive disorder. Once that comparison is made, the neurologist makes a diagnosis or makes a determination that this is Alzheimer's disease or vascular dementia, what have you. Then that information is going to be shared with the patient, also with the family member that's on the HIPAA form. So make sure you're on your loved one's HIPAA form. And then that information is going to go to the primary care physician. Again, y'all don't have to write all this down. You don't have to record it. It's in the book. Get the book, A Dementia Caregiver Call to Action, The Journey, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, on my store here on YouTube. The information is right there. In terms of how a person should be diagnosed. You will refer back to that whole process on more than one occasion. It helps you to have that meaningful conversation with the doctor about the diagnosis and the diagnostic process. And it helps you to rule out treatable causes of dementia. Now, that is what should happen. The problem is it does not happen. What you find is that the person goes into the primary care doctor's office with their family member. The family member says, Doc, I think my mama has dementia. She is forgetting a lot of stuff she should remember. What you got for her? And then you may walk out of there, your loved one, the patient, may walk out of there with a prescription for Aricept. But there has been no type of assessment done to rule out treatable causes. And so if you have a concern with your loved one with memory loss, forgetfulness, confusion, cognitive loss, inability to do things like they used to do, they're just not the same, and it's rooted and grounded in cognitive ability, the very last thing you need to think about is Alzheimer's disease. The very first thing you need to think about is what's causing these memory lapses, what's causing this forgetfulness, what's causing these symptoms, and is it something that's treatable? So you want to talk with the doctor about Can we do an assessment or several assessments to determine if what's causing this with my mom or my dad, can we figure out if it's treatable? Let's figure out if it's a urinary tract infection. Let's figure out if it's dehydration, because y'all know they don't like to drink water. And I'll tell you, in the summertime, you will find that dehydration runs rampant among our senior population, and it could cause hospitalization. Dehydration wreaks havoc on a senior's body, so you want to be sure that they're well hydrated, especially in this particular type of heat. As they get older, they don't have the highest sense for thirst. So their desire to drink water dissipates as they get older. So they just might not be thirsty. Doesn't mean they don't need to drink, because they do need to drink, but they may not even make the connection. And this ain't got nothing to do with dementia. This is just aging in general. Doesn't make the connection that they're thirsty. They have less muscle mass, they have less body mass, the skin is thinner. And so their ability to regulate their body temperature becomes more difficult as they age. And so you want to be sure that they're hydrated, so that reduces dehydration. It also reduces urinary tract infections, which, by the way, looks like late stage dementia on a senior who's experiencing a urinary tract infection, because what that means is they probably had it for so long that it's called sepsis. It's caused sepsis, which means it basically has poisoned their system or infected their system. So, what questions do you have for me? Let me know what concerns you have about caring for your loved one with Alzheimer's and or dementia. Do you have questions about whether it is Alzheimer's or dementia, or if it's something that can be treated? Let me know if your loved one's doctor went through those steps in order to make that reasonable diagnosis of Alzheimer's or a progressive type of dementia. Let me know if your loved one has dementia and you have no idea what type it is, because you didn't know that there were different types of dementia or different causes of dementia. I want to hear from you. Thank you, Sharon, for chiming in from Jonesboro, Georgia. I got to let you know when I'm coming back to Georgia. It will be probably at the beginning of 2026. If something comes through in 2025, you will be the first to know. For those of you who are in Charlotte, North Carolina, I will be in Charlotte Sunday, September 21st for an intimate book signing. It will be a live event. We'll also have a virtual option as well, where I will be talking about dementia and Alzheimer's caregiving, answering your questions. That's going to take place at Archive CLT in Charlotte, North Carolina, Sunday, September 21st at 4:30 p.m. There will also be a virtual option. If you can't make it there, I will also be having another event in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's going to be a longer, more involved event, community conversation. That's going to be on November 15th, but you all will be the first to know. Make sure you're connected with me and you're a part of my my email list. So you can head over to my website, www.drmaciesmith.com. That's MACIESMITH, and join. Click the button to join my email list, so that way you'll be first to know when these events are happening, these live events, so that way I can meet you in person, love on you, hug on you, cry with you, laugh with you. We want to be sure that this is a meaningful community. What questions do you have? How's everything going out there? Are you doing well with your caregiving? Do you need access to any resources? Do you need any guidance? Let me know in the chat. What we know is that the numbers continue to rise for those living with Alzheimer's disease. We know that African Americans, Black Americans, as some people prefer to be called, are twice as likely to develop Alzheimer's or a progressive type of dementia, and that's due to a myriad of reasons: lifestyle, access to adequate health care, better understanding the opportunities to reduce your risk for developing Alzheimer's or a progressive type of dementia. So we want you to be sure that you are living your best life. We want to be sure that you're eating well, eating a well-balanced diet. I am not promoting any particular diet fad or meal fad. I'm not promoting vegan. I'm not promoting vegetarian. But if I had to choose between vegan and vegetarian, I'm going vegetarian, because I don't know. Y'all got to do all that stuff to make something look like meat, smell like meat, and taste like meat. By the time I get all that in my body, that's probably worse than eating meat. So just be sure that you are limiting or eliminating the processed meats. Um, you want to be sure that you are taking in a low fat, low salt uh, foods. You want to be sure that you're eating or adding foods to your meal plan that are brain enhancing foods, and they have brain enhancing nutrients like your bright colored fruits and your green leafy vegetables. Anything natural. You want to go as natural as possible, as organic as possible. Do the best you can with what you find in the grocery store. You want to go to the outer, don't concentrate on the inner, because those inside aisles, that's where your processed stuff is. That's where the stuff is that's high in preservatives and additives, all the artificial um, things, the artificial coloring, the artificial food supplements. If it's artificial, then you put artificial in your body. I don't do the artificial sweetener at all. If I had to choose from an artificial sweetener, it would have to be the stevia, which stevia is not artificial because it comes from the stevia leaf. But I just use natural sugar because your body breaks down sugar. I try not to add sugar to a lot of things because everything that comes in the grocery store anyway got a lot of sugar. It already has sugar in it because that's what we like to eat. And that is a money maker. People profit from your sweet tooth. So just be very mindful and careful about what you put in your body so that way you can reduce your risk of developing Alzheimer's or a progressive type of dementia. Hey, Karen, when am I coming back to New York? Great question. Uh, I will say soon. It will be before the end of this year. So be sure that you're connected to my email list so that way you'll be the first to know. Because typically, if you're on my email list, you're going to get the email blast of where I'm going to be and how to make sure you got tickets to see me. Is there any way I can get a voucher of money to help pay a night aid? You're paying out of pocket. It's very overwhelming. It is. And I'll tell you, on average, families are paying anywhere from $300 to $3,500 a month to $5,000 a month. And that's for in-home care. Um, that's for assisted living. Now, the lowest assisted living that I found is $4,500 a month. But if you're bringing an in-home caregiver into your home to provide care to your loved one, you're talking $25 an hour easy, unless you know somebody from the church or something that's willing to do it a lot cheaper. And it still ain't gonna be too much less than $10 to $15 an hour. So Karen, I think I communicate this with you, but I'm not positive. The area agency on aging, everyone should have an area agency on aging in their county. Every county has an area agency on aging, and they may be called different things, but they're the arm of the Department on Aging for your state. They could be called the Area Agency on Aging, they could be called AAA, they could be called Council on Aging, but they have respite vouchers for individuals who are living with Alzheimer's or dementia, and it's for the caregiver. Now, in South Carolina, the vouchers could actually go up to $1,500. So many of my individuals, my families have gotten $1,500 for the year, and it's for the fiscal year. So you're talking July 1 to June 30th. You would get $1,500 for that year. It's not a lot, but it is something. And you can use that money to pay for someone to come into your home, or you can use it to pay an assisted living. So many assisted livings do offer respite. And the reason they offer respite is because at any given point in time, when you need out of home placement for your loved one, you're going to probably go to the assisted living where you've done respite before, where your loved one has actually stayed overnight and probably has become uh, accommodated or accustomed to the staff, the layout of the assisted living, the facility, the routine there. So there's some familiarity there. And so that's one reason why assisted livings do offer respite. So you can use that voucher to pay for someone to come into the home or to use as an assisted living. respite option. But again, that would be your AAA or your area agency on aging. Now, if your loved one does not have Medicaid and they have Medicare, and I shared this on a different live stream, the Medicare Guide Program, GUIDE. So the Medicare Guide Program does offer financial support for dementia caregivers. And that's where they would actually provide funding to a licensed care company or a licensed care agency to provide you with an aid. Um, they don't give that funding directly to the caregiver or to the patient. That is going to come through as a licensed and certified home care provider. But the process starts with your primary care physician. So if your primary care physician is not a provider for the Medicare Guide Program, then you wouldn't be able to have access to it. Now, the Medicare Guide Program is a pilot. So it's not an actual policy. It's not an actual long-term benefit. It is a pilot. A pilot is put in place to determine whether or not this is a need, whether or not people are going to access this service, whether or not the funding is going to continue to roll over from year to year to year to meet the massive need. Again, it is trial and error. So please, 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 if your loved one does not have Medicaid and they have traditional Medicare, I'm not talking about Medicare Advantage. That's a whole other conversation we're going to have with the Medicare Advantage specialist. It only applies to someone who has traditional Medicare Part A, Part B, and you're probably paying for Part D for the drug benefits or the prescriptions. Then you want to talk to your loved one's primary care physician about the Medicare Guide Program, and you want to be a part of that program. You want to be referred into that program so that way you can take advantage of the financial support, so the funding, the money that they give, also access to education, information, resources, and you'll have access to a geriatric care manager like myself that's going to actually walk you and your loved one through the long-term care process, connect you to resources, make referrals, monitor the support services, and help you along the way. Now, and they'll also provide information and education and training regarding dementia care and how it's best that you provide care and support to your loved one with dementia. So be sure to ask your loved one's primary care doctor about the Medicare Guide Program. So you have the Medicare Guide Program for traditional Medicare beneficiaries, and then you have the vouchers with the your AAAs, your area agency on aging, and reach out to your department on aging with your state and just see what other resources are out there. Also, don't forget that you do, as a caregiver who's caring for an adult who's aging or who has a disability, you do get tax credits. Now, I'm not a tax advisor, don't purport to be one. I still got to do my taxes from last year. But talk with your tax preparer about your tax benefit. Excuse me. All right, Sharon, I see your question here. Sharon, you got so many questions. Well, we get together monthly, so you don't have to share all of them tonight. But just know that if you have questions and we don't have a live stream, just drop it down in under one of the videos. Y'all know I try to respond to all the questions and comments and concerns. So your mom is in denial. She doesn't want to go to the neurologist and certainly will not do an MRI because MRI is because she's claustrophobic, and an MRI is very, very scary. Very, very scary, especially for someone who is older and someone who is claustrophobic. So don't force it. You can't force them to do anything that they don't want to do anyway, but definitely don't force them to do something that could be really catastrophic. She's been a very private and independent person. So Sharon, again, you can't force her to do anything that she does not want to do. Don't try to impress upon her that she has dementia or she has Alzheimer's or her brain isn't working right. Don't do that. because she already knows that, right? I guarantee you she knows that she's not doing what she needs to do. However, if she does go to her primary care doctor, which they typically do trust their primary care physician, and they will go to their primary care physician. So be sure that the primary care physician has ruled out all treatable causes of what you see happening with her memory or with her cognitive ability, just to be sure that there's not something that should be treated that's not treated. If you've done that, and if she's done that and she's open to that, then you've won part of the battle, just to be honest with you. Because if she doesn't want to go, she's not going to go. So I would work through the primary care physician to ensure that she is healthy and that she's doing as well as she could be in her particular condition. In the sense of the matter, has the primary care doctor made a referral to the neurologist? Has the primary care doctor said to your mom, this is where I want you to go for follow up, just to make sure everything is going well? And we got to stop looking at the brain and the mind in isolation. Your brain and your mind is a part of your body. It is a part of your overall health and well-being. And so you ain't got no problem going to the primary care doctor when you got a headache, when you have an ache and a pain in your body. Well, your brain is a part of your body. So just like you go for your heart, just like you go for your lungs, like you go for your bones, you go for your brain. It's a part of the overall health and wellness process to ensure that your complete temple is well. And so, again, you can't force her. Don't force her. Don't aggravate her in it. Don't nag her into it. Don't shame her into it. But I would kind of work through the primary care doctor to see what he or she can do to kind of massage that a little bit and make it a part of a normal, routine medical screening. Like women, we go and get our mammograms every year, every 2 years. We get our PAPs every year, every 2 years. Men, you go get your colonoscopy every 10 years. Have the neurology appointment as a part of the routine medical checkup, medical care, just a routine assessment. Don't view it and present it as if it's something wrong, right? Because that's where you get a lot of pushback a lot of times. Thank you all so much for joining me this evening. This is always a great time to spend with you all, um, assessing and communicating and engaging with you as you are going along your dementia care and your Alzheimer's journey. As a caregiver, I am so hopeful that the videos that I've been putting out there and that these live streams are very, very helpful to you. Be sure, again, you click your membership tab so that way you do not leave your benefits on the table. Make sure you're able to access all of your benefits. If you are not a member of the channel, I would love for you to become a member of the channel. Just hit the join button. You can join at any level that you're most comfortable with. And, you can always opt out once you've gotten what you needed. You've gotten your training, you've gotten your access to resources that you need, then you can disenroll, right? You can opt out for that month, and then you can rejoin again next month, next 2 months, next 3 months. That's what it's about. You're not tethered to anything. But click the join button if you want more one-on-one engagement with me, if you want more access to training videos as it relates to caring for someone living with Alzheimer's and dementia. But all that information will be in your membership tab. If there is something that you want me to cover in these live streams that I'm going to be doing at least once a month, but absolutely the first Monday of every month, we're going live. So get ready with your questions. If at any time you have a question and we're not going live, just pop it under one of the videos, or you can email me at info@dtconsultant.org. That's info@D as in dog, T as in Tom, consultant, no S.org. And I'll be able to access your questions there. And then, we'll talk about it via the live stream. For those of you who have a private membership and an advanced level membership, in your membership tab, you have a link to meet me tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a private live stream session. So be sure you click your membership tab so that way you can join me tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a private group live stream chat. We'll actually be talking about the nuances in dementia care, what the treatments look like, and any questions you may have. If you missed this live stream tonight, pop on over tomorrow. The link is on your membership tab. So that way you can get the support that you need and learn more about what the nuances in Alzheimer's and dementia care are looking like and what resources are available for you, dementia and Alzheimer's caregivers. So if you all don't have any more questions for me tonight, thank you so much, Sharon, for being here and for asking your questions and for sharing. Thank you so much, Karen, for being a dedicated member of the channel. You as well, Sharon, and just thank you so much for engaging with the content, engaging with the videos, leaving your questions, and also answering some of the other caregivers' questions and concerns with the experiences that you've had. So it's truly been a blessing to be a part of this community with you all. It's always a pleasure to spend some time with y'all, answering your questions live, and you all being able to see me and talk to me. Be sure that you are connected to my email list so that way you know when I will be in your city or near your city, or you have a family member that's going to be near where I'm going to be. I want to love on them too. So September 21st, Sunday, September 21st, I'll be in Charlotte, North Carolina at 4:30 p.m. Live and in color at Archive CLT. And then back in Charlotte again on November the 15th. But I'll get you more information about that because that's going to be a longer community conversation. But the one on Sunday, September 21st, that is an intimate gathering, very, very intimate. I'm talking about anywhere from 30 to 50 people. So we're probably going to sell out really quickly. The event is available on Eventbrite. So if you go on Eventbrite, you can just search my name, Dr. Macie P. Smith, and you will see the event there. Sharon, you have one more question before we get out of here. I'm glad you were able to pop it in. My kids and I have learned to go into her world when she has those moments. She has always said that her prayers, that her mind and body go at the same time. My God. Well, I'm gonna tell you, our elders, I mean, they have a way with words. They have a way with just really having a good sense of the world they're in. They have a good sense of the world they want to see. And so definitely listen to what they say. Make sure you have an advanced care directive set up, a durable healthcare power of attorney, a durable power of attorney, a healthcare power of attorney. So that way your loved ones' needs are going to be met and their wishes are going to be followed through. So, the last thing our seniors and anybody wants to lose is their mind. And so definitely respect her in her wishes and what she would like to see. And again, don't force it on her. She knows. Just provide guidance, support, hold her hand, hug her, love on her, and just let her know that she is not alone. Reassure her every moment and every hour of the day. I can tell you right now not to get mad, but we are human. We're going to have our moments, but just be sure to circle back with love, comfort, and support. Again, thank you all for being here this evening. I will see you all live next month, the first Monday in September. But let's continue to get the engagement going under the videos in the comment section. And I love y'all for real. And it ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Until next time, we'll see you next month. Bye bye.